the registration is successful. Okay, this time no exception occurred. Okay, earlier there was exception. Okay, so this registration is successful. If I click OK, oh, actually we were registering in our old project. Shit. Yeah, let me just run it again. Actually we registered in that project. Okay, so let me just do the same thing here. Error due to unsupported character at index 88. So this is the error we are getting. I think I've done some mistake. Comma, character, comma. Where I've placed this unnecessary comma. Where? So where I'm doing the mistake here. Oh God, where I've done a mistake, man. Oh, okay. Such a silly mistake I have done here. Yeah, and here also I missed a percent symbol. Okay, and here also. See what is the mistake I have done. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then it has to be 7 here. Wait, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 3 and then 4. Okay, now it's fine. Let me run it again. So I did a mistake there. So let me go again for Tanmay and see here contact number, email tanmay@gmail.com. Oh, I don't know the answer. Dot. Okay, the password is 12 and confirm password 12. Okay, click this register. So registration is successful. Okay, so we are done with this. Okay, if I'm clicking on OK button, see, if I'm clicking on OK button, I want that everything which is written here in this field, everything should be deleted. Okay, whatever is written in these entry fields, this should be this should be set back to the select. Okay, this should be unchecked, and everything in these entry fields should be deleted. So how we can do that? So just after receiving the message that registration is successful, okay, what we can do here, just after this, we can call a function here. We can call a function here, or we can directly write the code here after just after this only. Okay, just after this only we can write a code here. So what we can do, let me just create a separate function here, right, for clear. So what I'll do, I'll simply call a function from here, clear. Okay, so that clear function, what it will do, it will simply clear everything. Okay, so that is why I'm calling at this position. Just after receiving this message, I'm calling this, but this function is not yet defined. That is why the error is shown here. Okay, we need to define this function. So you can define it just before this def register function. Okay, you can define it here. So def clear. Okay, now we need to define this function. You could have written the code directly here also, instead of calling a function, or it's up to you how you do it. Okay, you can call or either write the complete thing there. Okay, so what I want, that every text area should be deleted. Okay, so for deleting every text area, we have to use the object name here. So entry first name dot get, oh sorry, dot delete, because we want to delete everything. And from where to where, from 0th position till end, I want to delete everything. Okay, same thing I have to do for last name also. So entry last name dot delete. Okay, from 0 till end, everything will be deleted. And similarly, I'm simply copying it. So control D will help us to copy the same line. So next will be, instead of this last name, it will be contact maybe. Okay, this can be in any order, it's up to you. Okay, entry contact, then next will be email, after that answer. Okay, and then password, and confirm password. Okay, so everything will be deleted till here. The next thing is that we have to delete, we have to make a combo box to reset with that 0th index value that was select. Okay, so we'll use the same thing that we did there. We'll write combo question dot current. Okay, and we'll set the current value, which is 0. Okay, that's it. And also we need to uncheck the check button also. Okay, so for unchecking it, so what we'll do, we'll simply set the value for this variable. Okay, and we'll set the value as 0. Okay, so 0 represents that the button will be unchecked. Okay, and I have defined this function here, and I have called this function just after displaying this success message. Right, now if I run it again. Okay, let me just type my name this time. Any random number. Okay, email. See, if you will increase the number length above 10, because we have given 10 characters only. Okay, you will receive error message. Okay, so I agree to all the terms and conditions. And if I click on this register now, see, error due to data too long for column contact at row 1. Okay, so we are getting this. So contact has to be only 10 characters. Okay, maximum 10 characters. So 3, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and so less than 10 will be okay. But okay, so if I click register now, so see, registration is successful. Once I click this OK button, that clear function will be called and everything will be cleared from here, right? And this is again set back to select. Next thing is, after doing this, what I want that once this registration is successful, we should move to our that login page, right? Where we have to write our username and password, email ID and password. Okay, so so we have to create that login page first. Okay, then we will be simply importing it here just after this. Okay, so right now what I want to show you, that the database I want to show you. So I have entered two registration details, so let's check if there is or not. Okay, so I'm simply closing this one, and let me just open this again. So MySQL command line client. Okay, 1 2 3 4. Okay, here first of all show databases so that we can see databases. So it's very easy with MySQL. Okay, there's nothing tough. Okay, all the commands are easy. So show databases, you will see all the databases. So we have this register database, right? So we are going to use this register. Use register and semicolon. Okay, so database change to register. Okay, now show tables. So just to see how many tables are there, so there is only one table, student. Okay, now we can see description of this student. So see these, this is the description. Okay, now we need to see all the columns, so we'll write a query here: select star from student. Okay, semicolon, and see, this is the columns and the details. Okay, I have entered two details here, and see this ID is automatically incrementing. Okay, so we have entered these details, right? This. Okay, now with this data only, we will be checking all those conditions, like forget password and all that. Okay, so first of all, I've shown you. Let's now create that login page. Okay, so we have created this register.py file and it's done, I think. Okay, and if there is any change, I'll do it later on. Okay, so right now we are done with this file. So let's quickly create that another file. So what I'm going to do on this folder, just simply right click, new, and then Python file. Okay, and this Python file name, you can write it login. Okay, login page dot py. Okay, like this. Now we have to create a login page. So let me just show you how this login page will look like. So here, if I go in this, and here's my login.py file. Yeah, here. Okay, if I run this one, so this is my login.py file. So we'll see how we can create this. So first of all, this background image which you see in the pink color. Okay, after that this frame, white frame, and then this is the image here. Okay, then this is a label, email label, then its corresponding entry field, then the password label, then its corresponding entry field. Then these are the two buttons here: register new account, this is a button, and this forget password, this is a button, and then this login button. Okay, that's it. So let's first create the GUI part, and then we will see the coding functionality. Okay, so let me just open this one. Okay, and first of all, to create the GUI, we will be requiring tkinter module. So I'm simply importing it. Import star. Okay, so this will help us to import the tkinter module. Next thing is we have to create the window. So how we can create the window? The same way. So we will be using a tkinter class here. create that particular window. So tk class, and we have to create the object of this tk class. So I'm storing it in root or root one, it's up to you. Okay, you can use root also, it will not have any changes, but it's just that here we have used root, so I'm simply using uh, root one here. Okay, or you can give any variable name. Let's go with window this time. Okay, window. So this is a window. Okay, then to hold this window we will use main loop. Okay, now if I run this, a small window will be created there. Okay, if you see, we have a window now. Okay, now the next thing is we need to fix the size of it, and also we need a few images that we will be requiring. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to go to my project, the source code. You guys also can go to that particular source code and then right click and just open that in Explorer. Okay, so maybe you must be having that particular folder somewhere in your directory. You can simply open that, and from there you have to copy, I think, two images, this one and then this one. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so these are the two images, login bg.png and then user.png. These are the two images which we will be using. Okay, so just right click and simply copy these two images. Okay, so once you'll copy it, now you can go to your project, ongoing project, and there right click and simply click on this paste button. Okay, and then reflect simply. Okay, so we have this login bg.png, this one, and the other image that I copied was user.png. Okay, so we got two images there, right? So after this, let's just create the GUI. Okay, let's just simply set the size of our window. Okay, so let me just close these images first. Okay, so in this window I'll be setting the size, so I'm going to write window dot geometry. Okay, and inside this geometry I'll pass the width and the height. So width is 900 and the height is 600. Okay, and then from x-axis I'll place it at a distance of 50, and from y-axis also I'll place it at a distance of 50. Okay, the next thing is the title. On the title bar, which you'll see, so window dot title. Okay, and in this I'll write login page. Okay, since it's a login page. Okay, then the next thing is, if I run right now, you see we got this window of the width that we provided and the height that we provided. Okay, and then our title bar at this position. Next thing is, after creating geometry and title, then we have to create a background image. We have to add the background image. So first of all, I'm going to add the background login image. Okay, this is the variable name I am giving, and we will be using a photo image class to create this object, and file, the file name, because this file is in the same directory where we have this login page.py file. So the image name is login bg.png. Okay, login bg.png. Okay, next thing is I need to add this image on a label. Okay, so we will create a label here. So bg login label. Okay, and here it will be a label class, and this label will be on my root window. And next thing is the image, and image will be bg login image. Okay, next thing is I'll simply place it. So bg login image dot place dot place. Oh, any mistake here? Oh, this cannot be root here. Okay, this has to be window. So I want to place it inside my window, right? This label has to be inside a window. So this place, and where I'll place this, from x-axis at a distance of 0 and from y-axis at a distance of 0. If I run now, photo image has, oh, I made a mistake. This will be bg login label, login label dot place, right? That's why it's giving error that bg login image object has no attribute place. Okay, because I was using place with this. Okay, so we got a window here, means this background image. Next thing is we need to create a frame. So just after this, you will create a frame, and make sure you write everything between this main loop. Okay, so here we'll create a frame. So frame equals to frame class. Okay, this frame will be inside our window, and next thing is the width that I'll provide as 560. Okay, and next the height I'll provide as 320. Okay, and the background color I'll set it to white. Okay, next thing is I'll simply place this, so frame dot place, and where I'll place it, from x at a distance of 180 and from y at a distance of 140. If I run it, so this is created like this, right? This frame is created. Now what we need to do, we need to add a image at this position, user image. So just after creating this frame, I'll be adding a user image. So let me just create an object first. So photo image class, and here I'll pass the file name. So file name is user.png. Okay, and now this user.png, this user image will be on a label. So user image label, and I'll be using a label class, and this label will be inside a frame. Okay, this label will be inside a frame. Next thing is the image. So image equals to this user image. Okay, and I'll simply place it. So user label, image label dot place, and where I'll place it, so 50. Okay, now if I got this image here. Okay, next thing, we need to change the background color of this image. Okay, the background color, I want to make it similar to this white, like the background color of this frame. Okay, so just after this image, I'll let bg for background color as white. Okay, now if I run this, so you got white background color, right? Next thing is the email label, then the entry field, then the password label and the entry field, and then two buttons, register new account and forget password, and then a login button. Okay, so let's create that. So after this label, user image label, then we have to create a mail label. Okay, mail label, and this will be a label. Okay, this label will be inside a frame. The text that will be written will be email. Okay, next thing is the font for this text. Font I'll be using Arial. Size will be 22. Okay, then what I'll do, I'll simply make it bold. Next thing is I will simply mail label dot place. I'll simply place this label. So from x-axis at a distance of 220 and from y at a distance of 70. If I run now, see we got this. But what I want that this, if you see closely, that the background color is not matching with the background color of our frame. So what I'll do, I'll change the background color. So comma bg equals to white. Okay. So we got this background color email. Okay. Next thing is we need to create a email entry. Okay. So it will be a mail entry, and we'll be using entry class here. Okay. And this entry class will be inside this frame, and then the font, the text that you will write will be inside in this font only, Arial, size 22. Okay. Next thing is the background color. Background color, I'll make it white only. Okay. And foreground color, the color of the text is by default black only, so you can change it or you can keep it like that. So mail entry dot place from x-axis at a distance of 220, and from y-axis this mail entry will be at a distance of 70, and this one, this email, this one will be at a distance from y-axis at a distance of 32. Okay, and this will be at a distance of 70. Now if I run this, so see we got this. So this is email, and then we got the entry field here. Okay, we can type here. Next thing is the password and then its corresponding entry field. So what I'll do, I'll simply copy these two, label and its entry field, and I'll paste it here. Okay, so after this mail label, we have password label and password entry field. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah. Mistake I'm doing here. I have to change this mail password label, right? And then this password text will change to password. Okay, the placement from x-axis will change. X will be 220 and y will be 120 here. And then entry field, x-axis will be same here, 220, and from y it will be 120. Oh no, not 120, 160. If I run now, you got this email and password here, right? Just after this email and password, then we will create a new registration button. Okay, so it will be a registration button. Okay, we'll be using a button class to create this button, and this button will be inside a frame. The text that you will see on this button is register new account, register new account. Okay, and just after that I'll set a font for this text. So font here that I'll be using is Arial, size is 12. Okay, next thing is I'm simply going to place it. So register button dot place, and I'll place it from x-axis at a distance of 410 and from y-axis at a distance of 200. run this, so we are getting like this. Okay, I think I have given a wrong value for this x-axis from x-axis. Okay, let me just change this value. 20. If I run this, so we got this here, right? But what I want to remove the border first of all. Okay, I do not want any border. So what I'll do, I'll simply write after this font BD equals to 0. Now if I run this, so we have removed the border. Next thing is the background color of this button. Okay, and also the hand symbol, this mouse pointer should change to hand symbol. Okay, so first of all the background color I'll change it to white so that it matches with the frame color. Okay, next is the cursor equals to hand 2. Okay, now if I run this, you see we got this button here, right? And what else? Yeah, right, so we got this button here. Next thing is, if you closely see that when I'm clicking it, you can see that gray color. Okay, that gray color is known as active background color. Okay, so I'll change that active background color also. So I'll move to a new line, comma, active background color. So active background color is a color when you click on that button with a mouse, there you see that color. Okay, so I'll simply change that color to white also. So now you will not see that color. So if I run this, see, you cannot see that color, right? Register now account. Okay, the next thing after this register now account, we'll have a forget password. So let's create that forget password. So what I'll do, I'll create a button here, forget button, and we'll use a button class. Okay, this button will be inside a frame window. Next thing is the text is forget password. Okay, next is the font for this text. So the font is Arial and the size is 12. Okay, and the same thing that I do not want any border, so I'll remove the border. Okay, next thing is the background color, I'll change it to white. Okay, and similarly the active background color, I'll change it to white. Okay, and after that I'll simply place this forget button dot place. So from x-axis we are at a distance of 410, and from y-axis it will be at a distance of 200, same as this one. Okay, if I run it now, so we got this. Okay, so forget password, register new account. Okay, so what I'll do, for this forget password, I'll change the text color. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll simply write FG equals to red, so I'll change it to red. So the text color will change now. Okay, forget password, right? This is how it is done. Okay, so we got this register new account button and then forget password button, right? And if you closely see that when I'm clicking on this forget password, we are able to see that black color, right? That is known as active foreground color. Okay, active foreground color. So you can change that only, you can keep it like this. If it's up to you. Okay, let me just change it. Okay. So active equals to red. So I've changed the active foreground color. Now if you'll click on it and see, here we getting the hand symbol, and here we are not getting the hand symbol. Okay, so what I'll do, just after this you'll write cursor equals to hand to. Okay, that's it. So we are done with this forget button also. Next is the login button. Using a button class here. Okay, so this login button will be inside a frame. Then the text which you'll see will be login written on it. Okay, next the font. Okay, before adding the font, let me just show you how it looks. Okay, so just login button dot place. Okay, and from X at a distance of 450, and from Y at a distance of 240. And this, see, we got this button like this. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll do some changes here. So after providing text, let me provide some font for this text. The font is Arial, size is 18, and then I'll make it bold. Okay, then the foreground color means the color of the text. I'll change it to white. Okay, and then the background color, I'll change it to gray 20, so it's similar to black only. Okay, then what I want, that when I bring my cursor or pointer on that particular button, so it should change to hand to symbol. If I run this, you see we got this button. Okay, we change the background color to black, we change the text color to white. Okay, so everything is done here. So we are done with this button also. Okay, and see here, when I'm clicking on this button, the background color which you are seeing is white. Okay, this is known as active background color, and the active foreground color which you are seeing is black. Okay, the color of the text. So we can change both of them just here. So active background